There's a nice text by Richard Rudd called The Tricky Business of Projectors. And I guess it's very good to share that. It's a very good text. There is an unusual phenomena that takes place when one becomes a human design analyst. That is, whenever one gives readings to the public, they always come in patterns. Every analyst I have spoken to has had this same experience. This week I've had projectors. Out of 12 readings, I've seen 9 projectors. That's 9 people desperate to be recognized for who they are, and most not knowing who they are. You can imagine what kind of week it's been. However, all these projectors have got me thinking. From my 6th line view of being on the roof, I've spent so much time observing projectors, and my final conclusion is that they are a tricky business. In the hierarchy of our genetics, the projectors are designed to be at the top. They are the natural guides for humanity, and in particular for generators and manifesting generators. The gods, however, have a funny sense of humor, because in placing the projectors at the top of the global hierarchy, they also made sure that they couldn't abuse their power. They put them at the top, but they gave them no power of their own. What the gods did is give them the power to guide others. There's no way that any project is ever going to be able to fulfill their destiny unless they are recognized. Let us consider then the marketing strategy of the projector. What can they do to enhance their chances of being recognized? Most projectors know that if they try and draw attention to themselves actively, it usually ends in a disaster. They have a design to wait, after all. Sitting at the top of the hierarchy, every projector carries a certain sense of genetic arrogance. I'm not talking about the arrogance that comes from the ego. This is a cellular arrogance, carried in their aura, almost undetectable. What it says is, I have exactly the thing that you need, but I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to have to come and find me and ask me for it. And even then, I might not consider you to be worthy of my guidance. That is what every project is really saying at the level of their chemistry. It's powerful stuff. If they have the courage to trust in this hidden power, all they have to do is wait for the right person to come along. In the meantime, what they can do is carry a role that matches their strategy. In other words, they assume a role that lets others know what their particular gifts are and that they are open to invitations. Then they sit back and wait. They also need to charge a high price for their gifts because this really matches their strategy. Strangely enough, this does the opposite of putting people off. So few projectors claim what is theirs by right. They have to insist on recognition from their friends, their clients, even their family. If they are not being recognized, then they are being drained and they should pull their energies away from that alliance. People are always asking me what the real difference is between the generator strategy of waiting to respond and the projector strategy of waiting to be invited. The difference is vast. The sacral center simply responds to life all the time, depending on which center or centers it's connected to. This is an ongoing process for the generator. For the projector, invitations are rarer and more specific, very specific. Remember that the projector strategy is only for the most important things in life, such as a job, relationship, environment, etc. The rest of the time, projectors simply live according to their authority, whatever that may be, while they are waiting for the big invitations. Sometimes projectors have to wait for years just for one invitation, but when it comes, the rest of their life is riding just behind it. I've seen this happen. One big invitation is the introduction to a whole career. So the tricky business of projectors is about waiting for the big invitations. It takes a lot more courage than simply responding to life. I have one projector friend who was giving her human design reading 3 years ago and is still waiting for the big invitation. Obviously, her life has been going on as usual, but all the time she's waiting for her real recognition. But she's no longer willing to compromise. The magic of human design is that even if you don't get the invitation right away, your waiting still transforms the cells of your body. My projector friend has become more and more assured of her strategy as she becomes less and less in need of recognition. She has seen her strategy work in so many small ways that she knows that the big invitation is only a matter of time. The deconditioning of projectors is the trickiest business of all. Many of them do not last the course. What waiting does for the projector is show them how desperate they are for recognition. It shows them how in the past they have been willing to compromise their lives even to get the wrong recognition. So many projectors are recognized for the wrong things, and even though others may think they are great, they simply don't feel fulfilled inside. For projectors, the greatest irony of all is that it is only when they let go of caring whether they are seen that they finally are seen. This is what waiting does for them. It shows them how to let go and trust in their design. It teaches them to hold out for the perfect invitation instead of just muddling through their life with only half recognitions. Projectors have to find the courage to claim what is rightfully theirs, the best, most luxurious, and most expensive seat in the house. I hope that inspires. Feel free to hear that whenever you need it. Bye for now.